I'm Juan Francisco, and I'm a psychic medium. I'm here with you to explore your intuition, the supernatural, and self-empowerment. This is Third Eyesight. Hello there, welcome to a new episode of Third Eyesight. And today we're going to talk about Halloween, All Hallows Eve. I forgot the name. Ooh, it's slipping my mind. The witch's holiday. Ooh, Samhain, I think it's called. I did an episode on it a couple years ago, if not last year. But it is Halloween week, and I know that so many celebrate. I know that a lot of my witchy people who are listening love Halloween. I know a lot of my psychic friends love Halloween. And growing up, it was one of my favorite holidays. To me, Halloween to Christmas Eve, my favorite time of the year. So Halloween is a kickoff for me of my favorite season. I want to talk a little bit about psychic mediums, spirituality, Halloween, how it all tends to interplay with each other. And sorry for the squeak as I fix my microphone stand. That is such a squeak. As you can tell, I am still trying out a new space here, a new way of doing podcasts from my couch instead of with my altar in the background like I used to do. And I'm just trying different things. And you know, before we get into Halloween, I think I'm just gonna get real with you and say that I really want my podcast to look better on video. And I need to just accept that I don't have a studio apartment that looks like a production studio or a really cute sofa like other people do with their podcast videos. I just don't have it, and maybe I'll get a nicer couch soon. We'll see. Maybe I'll need to get nicer pillows. Although these pillows, I'll show you if you're looking on video. This pillow here, which has the dog fur. I need to get the dog fur off. That is so embarrassing. Sella sheds a lot. It's been worse. But these are sofa pillowcases that my father got for me in Peru. So it has some Peruvian indigenous markings on it. Very proud of these. But it's this. How drab is that? So yes, I need to really spruce up my couch for these podcast episodes. And I think I'm just going to start doing podcast episodes from here. And I'm looking over at my computer screen, which is broadcasting my video recording. I'm recording here on my phone, but the video is broadcasting on my computer. And I'm like, do I look okay? All the things come up, all the questions. So I think this is a good exercise in acceptance for me. Just accepting that I have what I have and this is what I got. And trying my best. Maybe one day, when I have more money behind this podcast, I will have a nicer spot to do my podcast, or I'll have nicer decoration in my home. Just to let you all know, like I don't make a profit. Sometimes I wonder if people think I'm another psychic medium who's just stealing people's money. I don't make a profit. I don't make any money from my readings. Y'all are paying me for your readings. I don't make any money from it. It all goes straight to bills. It goes straight to my livelihood. Well, I mean, I guess in that way I am making money, but I'm not turning a profit. I'm not like, I haven't gotten richer because I've done this for 4 years. And this podcast, it's on my own. It's my own money, usually from my 9 to 5 job that pays for my podcast. I pay monthly to have it sound this good, to have it be out there. And, sometimes a reading will help me pay for the podcast, pay for the monthly bill for the podcast. But I would say half of the time it's my own money from my 9 to 5 job. And so I really want to grow my business in the next year. I really want to, have a bustling business. That's the goal in 2026. So let's see. So if you know friends who would like to have a psychic reading, send them my website. Or if you need a psychic reading or want to get one, feel free to explore if what I have is right for you. Acceptance. Just accept where you are right now and that it is okay where you are right now. And to think also, I have to say, I think I forgot to mention that it is 4 years of the Third Eyesight podcast. 4 years. September, or I think maybe this month of October makes 4 years. And I've always just recorded it here in my studio apartment. And it's going to stay that way for a while unless something changes. But, at the same time, there is something charming about doing this from my studio apartment. It's my home space. It's my sanctuary, and you get to be here with me. And you've seen Sella in the background. You've seen my books in the background. Now you're seeing this couch and my paintings above my head in the background. And you see me lounging. I've never lounged on my podcast before. This is really nice. So maybe there'll be more evolution in the years to come. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for us. So, Halloween. Let's talk about the thinning of the veil. So, it is said that when All Hallows Eve happens, there is a thinning of the veil between the physical world and the spiritual world, or the other side. And that communication is therefore much easier between the two worlds. And I think that is so cool sounding. I think it is really fun. And I think it's a load of BS. Why, do you ask? Well, I'm no astrologist or astrologer, so I don't know if astrology if has a lot to do with astrology, if it's related to astrology, the reason at the end of October or on Halloween that the veil thins. I don't know. This kind of reminds me of the Lion's Gate, right? There is a really wonderful, I'm gonna paraphrase her, a really wonderful tarot card reader who knows a lot of astrology. Her name is Teresa Reed. I've had her on the podcast, the Tarot Lady, and she has said about the Lionsgate before on social that it's really not a thing. There is some basis to it, but it really is not the thing that people say it is. Um, I think I'm paraphrasing her. I'm pretty sure she's the one I'm thinking of who said that on Instagram. Could be somebody else, but there are a couple psychics out there who will say the Lionsgate, it's a marketing thing. It's just made up. And A8, I mean, I can go down a rabbit hole with numbers, and I promise I'll get back to Halloween. I promise. I'm not gonna go off track as best as I can. But when I think about numbers, August 8th, 8/8, so it's a special day because it's 8/8. Numbers are man-made, not soul-made. I mean, the universe is mathematical, right? But we decided to call it 8. We decided to call 2 sequences of 4 things 8. 8 sequences of one thing 8. It could be called something else. We could have, our human language has created these numbers to define the counts of things, right? And also, we are living according to a Gregorian calendar. There are other calendars on this planet that other people live by. And it may not be the same year that we're living in using the Gregorian calendar, a European calendar. So is it 8/8? Is 8/8 special because we believe it is, or is it actually a special day? And this is where the thinning of the veil conversation comes in. I believe that, yes, it's very possible that the veil thins on Halloween, but I think it's only possible because there are enough people who are believing that it thins. We are really powerful creators, and we can create an experience. The veil can thin on April 22nd also. The veil can thin on July 17th if enough people believe in it. And it can only take 2 people in a room. Because if that were the case, that the veil thins the most on Halloween, it's the most opportune time to talk to spirit. Why aren't mediums making the most amount of money on Halloween? Maybe they are. Maybe I don't know enough. Maybe I'm very ignorant in that respect. But you would think that, like, does that mean we're better on Halloween as mediums? We're more skilled? We're doing our best work on Halloween? I don't believe that. I don't. Um, and again, I think some people can call it placebo effect. I do believe placebo effect is a real thing, but I'm not saying, because placebo effect then implies that the thing happening isn't real. I don't believe that. I believe that enough of us can believe something into happening. If I'm with someone in a room and I want to channel spirit with them and we both agree let's do it together and we set our intention, it will likely happen. We will feel something. Doesn't work if you're with somebody who doesn't believe or doesn't want to believe or doesn't want to be open to it. So because across the planet all of these people are believing that the veil thins on Halloween, the veil will thin. But that can happen on April 1st. Maybe not April Fool's Day. Bad example. This can happen any time of the year, not just Halloween. Not just Halloween. But there is an appeal to that. It's very appealing to hear that the veil thins on All Hallows Eve. It's fun. It's fun. And it creates great social media content to put that out there. But I really count on me to be the Debbie Downer. Count on me to be the one who spoils the party because I tend to be that kind of psychic medium. Just know that when you see that on social media, don't think that that is the only time of the year that you can talk to spirit and be the closest to spirit. My lord, man, what if I told people the best time to be close to your grandmother in spirit is October 31st? There's something unethical about that, I think. There's something weird about that. Like, okay, wait until October 31st and you can talk to your child who died. Like, no, there is something wrong with that. A parent can talk to their child and be close to them spiritually any time of the year. They just have to be open to it. A woman can connect with her mother any time of the year. Someone with their sibling, their best friend, or their dog who passed. That closeness, first of all, that closeness is already there. We're already close to them. It's just about acknowledging that they're there. And because around Halloween, people are acknowledging the themes of ghosts and spirits, the paranormal, we are more open to it. That's what I believe. Because otherwise, I'm thinking of this one Instagram reel I did last year, I think, where I pretended to be an angel in the clouds talking to other angels. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's 11:59 p.m. October 30th. We got to go. We got to clock in. Like spirit doesn't work that way. Spirit is always there. And sometimes I think that doesn't judge us. Spirit loves us unconditionally, regardless of our belief systems, regardless of how we go about connecting with them. Spirit wants us to live our lives and express ourselves the way that we want to. But I think sometimes spirit must be like, why are they trying so hard? Why are they waiting until a certain date to connect with us? Why they don't gotta wait? We're right here. I find it kind of funny because the human condition can be funny sometimes. We are funny things as humans. And the way we try to put things into boxes and structure and compartmentalize things to make them feel more special when really we could feel these things the whole time of the year. So Halloween, I think another comparison is during Halloween time. I know I feel a little bit more on edge and scared because I'm hearing about more scary movies and I'm watching more scary things. Where I am, the weather gets cooler and I love going to cemeteries and the leaves are changing and it's just the whole mood, right? But these are all things that are based on cultural references and cultural norms. Halloween in Miami, y'all, was hot, okay? There were no leaves changing. The palm trees were flowing and it was hot. Halloween in Miami, okay? So the vibe changes. The vibe changes based on where you live. It changes based on what you are taught about Halloween across the globe. It differs country to country, sometimes regions of the country to regions of the country. It just changes. Think of this. I've grown up around people who were not allowed to celebrate Halloween for religious reasons. They don't experience spirit. And maybe it's because their families are closed off to it. They're closed off to anything having to do with that. Otherwise, if the veil would really thin, wouldn't it thin for everybody? Or only for people who say it's thinning? You know, maybe I'm going down a weird direction or I'm not making sense anymore. But I really like to question these things. I like to question when people make definitive statements, this is happening on this day. When October 31st is a human designated day of the year, the calendar is created by humans, and this holiday was created by humans. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the veil thinning. What is your experience with the veil thinning? If you have a story where Halloween has been the most intense night of the year for you, the most intense day of the year for you in communicating with spirit, I want to hear it because I'm always open to being corrected or enlightened by something new. But just remember, if nothing else you take away from this podcast episode, Halloween is not the only day for you to experience spirit. Go do a ghost tour. Go do a paranormal investigation because you're getting in the, no pun intended, in the spirit of things. Like I went to not a legitimate haunted house, but one of those haunted houses where there are actors and they jump out at you. I went to one of those 2 weeks ago with my friend Natalie, and I had a really fun time and I was really scared. It just adds to the vibe. It's fun. I like getting scared. I like scary movies. I watched Weapons 2 nights ago for the first time. I really liked it, everybody. Just warning, it is very gory. It is definitely rated R worthy. But I thought it was so good. I have a very low expectation of horror movies these days. I was impressed. I really liked it. So I like doing these things. It's fun. I like getting spooked. And hey, there are some psychic mediums who say they will not watch scary movies because it brings low energy into their energy body. It's like brings negative energy in. For me, I'm like, give me the scary movies. I want to watch them. Everyone's different. And there's a difference between enjoying the season, the seasonal things, the things that the season are about, ghost decorations and skulls and scary movies. Enjoy these things, but don't think that just because things are more spooky this time of year that means it's the best time and the only best time to communicate with your loved ones, to communicate with the other side. The other side is there year round. It all only depends on your openness, or the openness of you and the people who are trying to communicate with the other side and want to connect. So I leave that with you, and I wish you a happy, happy Halloween. I hope you have a lot of fun. I may do some costume parading this Halloween. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to try and find some things to do. I have also a family function to go to, so lots happening this Halloween weekend. And for those who celebrate All Saints Day, a happy All Saints Day to you. And I honestly, everybody, cannot wait for the holiday season. I have this weird dichotomy of, on the one hand, I don't want time to go by fast for the rest of 2025, but I also am very much looking forward to all the holidays for the rest of this year. And here we go. And just a heads up, a little preview of what's to come in the next month. The last episode of Third Eyesight for 2025. Did I scare anybody? Not ever. Not the last episode ever. Just the last episode for 2025 is going to be the last week of November. And that episode is going to be very special. One of my good friends, Rafe, from the Two Otters Deep podcast, he's been my friend for years. And he has a great podcast with his friend Anthony. And I love it. And I've asked him to hop on the Third Eyesight podcast with me, and he is going to interview me. Now, why am I doing that? Well, I'm always putting other people in the hot seat, and I have heard recent podcast episodes by other great psychic mediums and psychics who have done that, who've done the reverse and have had someone on their podcast to interview them to get to know more about them. And I feel like I share a lot about myself on this podcast, both personally and both about my psychic abilities and those experiences. But I'm very curious to have Rafe on as my guest slash host for the episode, as someone who is he is a mental health coach and a life coach, and he is also quite a spiritual person, and I'm very excited to have him on. So that will be the last episode of Third Eyesight for 2025, asterisk for 2025, and then we'll be returning in mid-January to late January with a whole new year of Third Eyesight episodes for 2026. And I can't believe we are saying that right now. We are talking about that right now. So I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, a beautiful rest of your week, and happy Halloween. follow the podcast, and please leave a review. If you want me to talk about a specific subject on the podcast or you have a question for the podcast, go to juanfranciscospirit.com and go to my contact page and submit that question.